You keep telling yourself it's just a heavy lunch. Maybe you need stronger coffee. Maybe you're getting older. But every afternoon, it happens again. Your eyelids get heavy. Your brain slows down. Even simple decisions suddenly feel exhausting. And the strangest part? You just ate. Your body should have more energy, not less. That's the question nobody asks. Why would the very thing meant to fuel you make you feel like shutting down? If you've blamed yourself for being lazy after meals, stop. Your body isn't failing you. It's responding to biological signals that most people never even realize exist. And one invisible mistake may be forcing your cells into an energy crisis every single day. Stay with me, because once you see it, you'll never look at food the same way again. You've probably tried everything: smaller portions, healthier meals, more protein, less fat, more coffee, even expensive supplements promising endless energy. For a few days, maybe they seemed to help. Then the exhaustion came back. That cycle is frustrating because it feels personal, like your discipline isn't strong enough. But here's the critical thing to understand. Your body isn't judging your choices. It's following instructions. Imagine your body as a massive city. Millions of tiny factories are working every second. Some build energy, others repair damage, others recycle broken parts. Every bite you eat sends messages across that city, telling every factory what job to do next. Food isn't just calories. Food is information. Most people completely miss that. Researchers at Harvard and many other leading institutions have spent years studying how nutrients act like biological messages rather than simple fuel. Those messages determine whether your cells focus on producing steady energy or storing resources for later. And here's where it gets counterintuitive. The sleepy feeling isn't always caused by digestion itself. Sometimes digestion is only the distraction. The real story begins much deeper, inside every cell. Think about a warehouse manager. When deliveries arrive all at once, workers stop organizing shelves and rush toward unloading trucks. Maintenance pauses, repairs wait. Everything shifts toward handling the incoming flood. Your cells behave in almost exactly the same way. After certain meals, one powerful hormone starts directing traffic. Suddenly your body's priorities change. Instead of maintaining stable energy production, it begins pushing nutrients into storage. That's when many people experience that overwhelming wave of fatigue. Not because they're weak, because their biology changed direction. Here's the part nobody talks about. The amount of food isn't always the biggest problem. The message inside that food is. Scientists studying metabolism have found that one signaling pathway acts almost like the city's traffic controller. When activated repeatedly throughout the day, it influences whether your cells keep producing flexible energy or become trapped in a constant cycle of storing and recovering. I know, that sounds strange, but this changes everything. Think about how many times you've been told that calories are all that matter. If calories were the whole story, 2 meals with the same energy should leave you feeling exactly the same. Yet they don't. One meal leaves you alert. Another leaves you searching for the nearest couch. Why? Because your cells aren't only counting calories, they're reading instructions. And that's where everything changes. One biological messenger becomes especially important here. Its job is essential for survival. You couldn't live without it. Yet when modern eating patterns keep triggering it again and again and again, something unexpected begins happening deep inside your cells. The surprising part is that this same messenger also talks directly to a pathway called mTOR, one of the body's major growth regulators. It's incredibly useful in the right situation. But what happened next surprised researchers. When this signal stays elevated too often, your cells begin favoring storage and growth over flexibility. That shift doesn't happen overnight. It builds silently, meal after meal, day after day. And hidden behind that shift is the real reason millions of people feel exhausted after eating. Once you understand what activates that signal, and why your own meals may be sending the wrong biological instructions, you'll realize the problem was never your willpower. It was your cellular communication. That cellular communication has a name: insulin. Most people think insulin is simply the hormone that lowers blood sugar. That's true, but it's only part of the story. Here's what most people completely miss. Insulin is also a messenger. Every time it rises, it tells your cells what kind of world you're living in. Is food scarce, or is food arriving constantly? Your body responds differently depending on that message. Imagine a warehouse where delivery trucks never stop arriving. The workers never get time to clean the floor. Broken machines stay broken. Old boxes pile up in the corners because another shipment has already pulled everyone's attention away. Your cells work the same way. When insulin spikes sharply after meals, especially meals loaded with refined carbohydrates and sugary drinks, your body shifts into storage mode. At the same time, another important pathway called AMPK, often described as your cell's energy sensor, becomes quieter. Normally, AMPK helps your cells produce efficient energy and encourages repair when fuel is limited. But here's what they didn't expect. When insulin remains elevated too frequently throughout the day, AMPK gets fewer opportunities to do its job. Your body becomes less metabolically flexible. Instead of smoothly switching between burning glucose and stored fat, it struggles. That's when the afternoon crash starts feeling normal. It isn't normal. It's a biological signal. Researchers, including Nobel Prize winner Yoshinori Ohsumi, transformed our understanding of how cells repair themselves through processes linked to nutrient sensing. Your body constantly balances growth, storage, and cleanup. When that balance is disrupted, your energy often suffers long before disease appears. Here's what changes everything. You don't need to fear food. You need to change the signals. Start your morning with a breakfast centered on protein and healthy fats. Eggs with Greek yogurt and berries, or tofu with vegetables and avocado, give your body slower, steadier fuel. Protein also helps reduce sharp blood sugar swings, leading to a more moderate insulin response. By midday, make half your plate non-starchy vegetables. Add lean protein like salmon, chicken, lentils, or beans. Keep refined bread, sugary drinks, and desserts for occasional treats instead of everyday habits. The goal isn't perfection, it's stability. Then do something surprisingly powerful. Take a brisk 20 to 30-minute walk within an hour after lunch. Why? Because your muscles act like enormous glucose sponges. Movement helps pull glucose out of the bloodstream, reducing the need for large insulin responses while giving your cells immediate fuel. Here's the part nobody talks about. Your evening matters just as much. Finish dinner at least 12 to 14 hours before breakfast whenever it comfortably fits your lifestyle. That overnight window gives your cells time to shift away from constant storage and toward normal housekeeping processes. Then, protect your sleep. 7 to 9 consistent hours help lower cortisol, another hormone that interferes with healthy metabolic signaling when it stays elevated. None of these steps works because it's magical. They work because they send the same biological message repeatedly: safe, stable, predictable. Your cells learn from repetition. One balanced breakfast won't transform your metabolism. One walk won't erase years of biological confusion. But stack those habits together, day after day, and your cells begin receiving a completely different set of instructions. That's when steady energy stops feeling impossible and starts becoming your new normal. Your body was never broken. It was responding exactly as it was designed to. And in the next episode, you'll discover why some people wake up exhausted even after 8 hours of sleep, and the hidden cellular process that may be stealing your energy before your day even begins. Once you understand that invisible nighttime battle, you'll never think about sleep the same way again.